Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's video, I'm going to be building a house for a gardener, his wife, and his two children. So I do have a greenhouse at the back, and I first I'm like, well, I want to figure out if I can get a greenhouse in short wall height, because when I did this when I was like, I did this off camera. I rebuilt one neighbourhood in Newcastle, and I'm planning to do it all, but I didn't know you could do it on short wall height, and short wall height is just a better wall height here. So I did find the windows in the end, but I built the shell, and when I actually decided to make the floor plan, the downstairs is massive, and actually the upstairs was really small. So I wish I added like another little room on the upstairs, just so there was some more space. But I'm now just kind of doing the entrance. I do this in most of my Sims builds because it's nice to have a little bump out. I did struggle with the size of the greenhouse because it was a bit weird, because this was a bit too tall, and then when I was like adding this fence in, I'm like, well, that's going to be a really, really big garden, and I'd have to decorate it all. So I did try to move it separately, but I just ended up changing it and like moving it over a bit more, and I think that worked better. So they do have a nice little greenhouse in their back for like plants and stuff, and then I like this kind of size patio, and I painted it green because they will have loads of like plants and stuff. This is going to be the first house where I actually add quite a lot of landscaping, because I don't add lots of landscaping because I really struggle with it. I think that's the thing I struggle with the most in The Sims. But I did the greenhouse first, and I think when I was putting these windows in, I realised how big it was, so I didn't like it. And I was using a variety of the opened and closed windows from the pack. But yeah, then I just kind of made it a bit smaller, and then I extend the fence. So yeah, as you can see, I've just now go back and fix the fence to match like the actual side, so it doesn't look so often. And I just went around the back and I added 2 open and 2 closed windows, and then I just painted the floor this little patio colour, and that I leave the greenhouse till I finish the actual floor plan. So now I'm moving on to the house, and I put this down, but then I'm like, I don't really want a white house, so I added this colour, and I thought it worked really well. And then I added this stone to the front, so it's like a walkway. I will go back and line that, but that will be at the end of the build. And then I was struggling to try and find a good kind of wall paint. So I started with the black, and it was a very dark black. It was almost a bit of a scary black in a way. So I did eventually move it. As I said, there is no, well, I didn't say this, but there will not be a way up to the dormer at all. I didn't do that in the I built Cotswold build, which I'll link down below if you guys are interested. But as I said, most of the content now is going to be Sims. I will have an occasional Minecraft episode and maybe an occasional Fortnite video, but the Fortnite episode will be very weird. I'll probably post that, and I'll record it this week at some point, and I'll post it. I don't really have an upload schedule. It's just really when I feel like it, because I'm not really looking for a main job in YouTube. But now I'm going in, and I wanted to extend this pillar up, so it just wasn't working. It would add more dimension, but I just kind of left it and went with it. So now I'm just adding the windows to the front, and then I add the rest of the windows at the end when I figure out the floor plan. So as you can see, the bottom is really, really big. As I said, guys, it's a very big bottom, and it's just not really. So at first I wanted it 2 wide, but then I actually changed the back of the house in the next clip. I changed the back of the house to have a little bump out, and it'd just be cat litter tray. So there is a cat litter. There is a cat in this house. Sorry, guys. But now I'm just going in and adding filler furniture. Now I had a trouble because I wanted the living room up against the wall, but eventually I do put the living room kind of here, and I thought it worked better. This is filler furniture, guys. I don't keep any of it, and we do have quite a large kitchen and dining space, and I did a tilted dining table, and I just put some filler furniture in. I think filler furniture helps me visualize it a bit better. And then the downstairs, we have a downstairs bedroom, a study, and a bathroom. Upstairs we have a bathroom. Maybe downstairs I'll make the study into a laundry room, a primary, and this was the kids' bedroom. And then I had trouble with this window because I wanted a window to like be at the front and line up properly, but it just wasn't. So I eventually just had to make the room a bit smaller. But I do think I go back and I do figure out how to like fix it, and then I go in and I just add all of the doors. And I wanted to add a little thing, but I just go back and add a glass door because it's better, and then I add these doors to the downstairs. And yeah, and then the next bit that I'll be moving on to when I record this tomorrow will be the kitchen. So I'm recording this the day before, and yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm dappering about. I just kind of yappering. Then I do go in and I add the fence and the guardrail. I wish the stair rail didn't clip into the wall. That's one of the biggest things I don't like with The Sims, but hopefully you're liking the build so far, guys. So yeah, sorry if that cut sounded a bit different, guys. I just had to go get some water. But now, as I said, now I've got the floor plan sorted. I'm just going in and adding the windows in appropriate areas that fit, and I'm not going mad with the windows, because in my old sim builds, if you go back and watch, I'll link a playlist down. It's just called Sims 4 builds, and look at episode 1 of the series. That I am going to carry that on. I'll make the Sims off camera, because the Sims are like, I've already got some made, so I'll probably just use them. But if you see that, you'll see I say I'm not very good at window placing, but I have figured out, thanks to Little Simsy. If you don't know who she is, she's a really good sim creator on YouTube, and I like watching her videos. And I've just been watching them in more detail, and I found that she does a floor plan and then adds the windows, and that's really helped for me, because I think I've been able to understand how like window placement should look in the game, and how you don't need to go over the board, because most houses don't have windows in every single thing. I mean, my recording studio only has one window, and so does my bedroom, so there we go. Anyway, now I'm moving on downstairs, and this is what I mean by the back. So I did add this little bump out, and this is going to have the cat litter tray in it, but I don't like how the door looked on the corner, but I kind of had to deal with it. But yeah, and then I just add a little thing on the back, and then I just paint it. And I did it because it's good to have a bit, because I was looking at back and I'm like, well, I don't really like it. I could have brought the dormer through, but I kind of just like the dormer on the front. But now I did cut that bit out of painting, and then I'm just going around and painting the exterior of the house, and I did like how this worked with the roof. I wasn't any inspo, this was just an idea that I had, and I thought it would work well. I did keep the Dream Home Decorator counters, and I put them into this white colour, but I do go back indeed. That made no sense. I do go back and I do change the colour, because it just wasn't working out. I hated these cabinets. They were just, I know it was a lighting glitch, but it didn't seem right. So I kept trying to figure out, because I added these end bits, and then the middle one wasn't slotting, and the things are weird. And obviously I play on console, so I don't have much more options, but I am trying to learn keyboard and mouse. I just feel more comfortable building with controller in The Sims, and obviously I don't think there are a lot of console Sims players, so maybe you guys, if you're struggling on console, I can do a tips and tricks video. Maybe if that will help, let me know in the comments down below. Now I'm just adding a trash can, and I'm adding some clutter onto the sides. I've just added the normal stuff. I learnt this trick from Little Simsy as well, but it's really, really simple. You just pull the cans back, and then you can free place. I then go back and I think, well, I sell it, and then I shrink the bathroom, and then I extend the kitchen out by 1, and then I shrink it by 1, so I move the stove there, and then I put the fridge there, because I'm like, well, I don't have a fridge already, and I need a fridge. And then I did manage to get the things to work, and I did like how it looked. It does cover up the window a bit, but there is still window places. And then I just added in the little extractor fan, because I raised it up into the cabinet, because I thought it looked a bit better, and then that was it. Sorry if the cuts sound a bit weird, guys. It's just because I'm having to cancel the voice recording, because I'm recording this at night, and I don't really have the time, so this will be the last one I do for today. So if it cuts off weird and the re-entrance is a bit weird, but that's why. But if you guys didn't see that, I did just change the swatch colours of the cabinets. I thought it looked better. I went for these nice yellow chairs with a growing together table for the dining room. And I think it looked really well. Then I added the little fruit bowl basket. And then I just added the little rug. I thought the rug looked really well. It was one from, I think it was from Laundry Day stuff pack. And I do like that rug. And then I just go in and add a plant because plants are really good in this game. So then I had a bookshelf, a tiny little one, not like a large one, because I didn't want it to block the window. Sorry, guys, that was my wooden duck again. So I added this small one from the base game. That was also my wooden duck and my water bottle. I'm so sorry, guys, if you heard that. But yeah, I added a little table and I added some clutter. Now I'm moving on to the living room. Yeah. So I didn't add a TV on the actual wall. Now looking back, I probably would have added that flat screen TV on the wall, but I kind of liked it on the table. Then I go in and I go for like a dark kind of pink maroon kind of vibe. I kind of liked how it looked. I thought it complemented the kitchen well, and I don't know why. I think it was the books, but I then look for a rug and I get this like little yellow rug which matches the seats from the dining room. That is walking space, so your Sims can get into the kitchen. I'm still trying to figure out the gallery, guys, but I do add a little thing back, and then I add a little light at the end of the table, and I just add some clutter on the table as usual. Then add a little plant. I was going to use that authority plant again, but I just changed it to the fuzzy plant from Dream Home Decorator. I'm now moving on to the little, what's it called, the entranceway. I took this one from the pastel pop kit and I really like the colour. I think it went well with the orange scarf, and I added a little bit of clutter on there as well from the everyday clutter kit and the book nook kit. And then I added this is what made me add a cat, guys. Oh my god, I think I've just broken my wooden duck's leg again. Oh no, it's still on. Sorry guys about that. But yeah, I do go back and add a cat. Sorry, I was talking about my wooden duck, guys. It's probably really confusing you, but hey ho. But I do go back and add a a cat, because I got the vibes from the little rug to add a cat. Now I'm looking for the bathroom, and I saw this trick on YouTube Shorts where they like do a half full and then a bathtub, and then your Sims can still get into it. And I really wanted to do that in the downstairs bathroom, but it wasn't working. And when I put it here, as soon as I placed a half wall, it made the window glitch. So I just stopped that, and then I kind of went for a shower bathtub combo, and then I added the general clutter and just really all of that stuff. Bathrooms, I hate really doing the bathrooms. I should probably cut them out. I might cut the other bathrooms out because they're just a bit boring. I don't really like doing the bathrooms. They're like my least favourite thing. I don't know why I raised that up. I think I zoned out for a moment. But then I do go in and I add just a general clutter to make the bathroom look a bit more lived in as usual. And then I add a little plant on the toilet. I always do that. I feel like it just works. And then I add a little bath mat under the bath because I do that quite a lot. And then I do move on to this little room. I just grab, as I said, the cat litter tray because I wanted something to be in here. I can't just leave it plain. And then I added these little muddy footprints to make it look like the cat was climbing, like going towards the litter tray, which I thought looked quite good. So now I'm going in and I want to add like a little cat. Sorry guys, I've just run up the stairs. A little cat detail above little cat litter tray, so I did that just to make it more interesting. So now we're moving on to the study. So I was thinking, well, maybe I wanted this to be a laundry room or something, but I didn't. Sorry, I'm like going I just ran up the stairs, but I actually do outside laundry, but with like the actual other stuff, so I don't add that in here. But it is a nice office. They've got a table, a light, and I put some photo frames just above the little desk, and I added a little bit of clutter onto the table. They can still use the laptop, and I added some clutter into the little bookshelf because it just looked better. And then I added the plant, and that was about it. I did change the colour because it matched the window a bit better and the actual other case. And then I just went in and added the calendar and a poster. Now we're moving on to the downstairs bedroom. So the inspo for this bedroom was actually the curtains. I really liked how the curtains had like the little stars on it. So I did go in and I added these curtains, and the room is kind of a yellow theme, but when I go back and paint it, the whole room changed from the wallpaper, and I kind of feel like it works. So I wanted to use a bed, and the grey just wasn't doing it for me, guys. I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't. So I like this little yellow bed, because it brought out some yellow, so I added that. And I added a little side table as well, a glass side table, which was a bit better. And then I added this little light from Growing Together. I don't know where it was from. And then I used a backyard stuff kit. I think that's what it is, back garden stuff kit, and I used a grey rug. It was like a kind of grey white colour. I wanted to add the science table really bad, but I added a desk instead, and then I added the little creative thing, and I added the desk just above with a nice little chair. I kind of liked how this chair worked, because it was like a dark grey kind of colour, and I think it worked really well. I then went in and added some pencils, because this is not going to have a laptop on it, guys. This is going to be for like, if you guys want to do this, which I bear with, I am still sorting out the gallery, and download it, and you want to play with family in it, you can do just that with this little room. So I wanted to add a plant, and some of these plants in the games have weird proportions, like this one. I couldn't add it, and I really wanted to, so I just went in and I added, what one did I add? I think I was set on that one, but then I went back and I added that one from, I can't remember what pack it's from, but it was from something, and I added little decals of stuff just on the wall, which I thought looked quite good. So the upstairs was really difficult for me. So that was the downstairs finish. Now, it was a really weird shaped room, because I wanted this room to be the primary bedroom, but I just couldn't fit a double bed in. So I actually moved it over to this one, and I kind of like how this room came out. So I actually put a seasons bed in this little nook, and I didn't test it. So I hope your Sims can still sleep. I think they can. I think you just need to scoot them over. And then I was looking for a rug, and I like this little purple rug. I tried to layer it, but the layering just wasn't working for me very well. So I just added a singular rug, really. I thought that worked a bit better. And I do like how like the throw goes over. And I like how the bed's up against the wall. I feel like that's pretty realistic in the real life. So I put it in there, and they have an ensuite because it's a primary bedroom. Here, I don't know what I was doing. I was just frozen for a moment. But I added quite a dark kind of dresser. And then I did like the idea of a standing mirror, but I added this mirror instead. And just thought it worked better than a standing mirror. So yeah, I added one on the wall. And I added a mirror on the wall, guys, sorry. Now I added a little, I don't know what those plants are called. If you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. Also, I am sorry that this video is really long, but speed builds do tend to be a bit longer. But the next Sims video that I do will be an exciting one, and I'm not going to let you know what it is. And it won't be a speed build, so don't worry. Now moving on to the ensuite. So I didn't do a shower because there was no space to have a toilet, and I like having the toilet paper, so I just did a bathtub instead. But it's a very good bathtub, but this is a two bathroom 3-bedroom house. So really I was just kind of looking for things. I did add a laundry basket, even though the laundry is outside in their house. I've just kind of added it here, and I added a little bath mat. I do like doing that. Sorry guys about that. And then I did actually move it over, just so there was more space, and that was the bathroom done. So now I'm moving on to like a little office kind of space. So I do like doing this because the upstairs is pretty open, guys. I did struggle with the upstairs. I added the mosquito pack bookshelf, and I think that's my favourite bookshelf in the game. It's just, you can add clutter to it. And I used an outside chair indoor, and I liked it because it kind of had the vibes that I was looking for. Like, it matched everything of the colour. I did go back down and add a thermostat because I was just looking through. I had a private journal, and I added a little picture above the desk, and I added the book nook kit fuzzy rug. And this is what I mean. There's loads of slots. So I added some headphones. I added a little magazine thing, and I'm like, maybe they have magazines or important stuff in there when I was picturing a family that I was building this house for. But that was it for like the office space. I added loads of lights because it looked really dark for me, guys, when I was building this. Now, this was going to be another kids' room, but I just couldn't fit a big enough bed, so I made this into an infant's room instead, which I think worked quite better looking back at it. And the whole room was themed off of the rug, so we've got quite a lot of blue and stuff, and I'm just going around and adding loads of stuff. So we have a changing table, I was adding a potty, but I was like, well, why would I add a potty? They're an infant still. So yeah, and then I was looking for some curtains, and the Sims being the Sims, the curtain wasn't slotting to where I wanted it to. So that was fun. So I just went in and I added another blue curtain from Grown Together, and I added some picture frames above the baby cot, which I thought was a bit more realistic, like you can have baby stuff. Now, I wanted to have a side table so I could put some clutter, but it wouldn't work inside. I chose these kind of minty colour ones from Cottage Living, Parenthood. They do clip a little bit, but I did then go in and I was able to free place them into position. And yeah, so this actually took a bit of a while to get the diaper things into the position, but you can actually see where it's clipping if you just look a bit closer, but there's nothing I could do. I wish they had a long version of them, because that would be good. But yeah, now I'm just going in and I wanted to have a pop of colour, so I added this one painting from Dream Home Decorator, and I thought that worked really well. Then I was looking for lights, and I kind of liked the idea of this light, and I liked it because I thought the yellow would like match the sun and the rug. But I then went in and I added a light from the kids from the base game, which was a kids room, kids floor lamp, and I thought that worked a bit better. So that was the whole infant's room really done. Now this room, I don't know what I was adding. I was thinking for a while, should I make another bathroom? But then I'm like, no. So this house does have a cat. I don't think I added... Oh, wait, no, I did add a food bowl. So I made a food bowl. I did make this into a cat's room. So it has a larger cat bed. And I do go back and I delete the smaller one downstairs. And this is just for the cat. So the cat on this family, like the one I made up, can just go in there. And I added a little scratching pole, a ball of yarn, and a little one of those tools. And now we're like the star thing, and now we're going on to the painting. So I wanted the kitchen to be quite separate because it is quite a large kitchen. You have 3 available spaces for cooking, and I actually put the tile under the dining room and I made this bit all tile. And then I went in and I just painted all of the walls with this one from Cats and Dogs. I really like this one. I don't know why. I just felt like it worked. And I did paint the same one with the cat litter tray in it. And then I painted all of the upstairs. And I did a light kind of flooring. I felt like it worked a bit better for the downstairs. And it brought some more of the yellow out from certain rugs. And I did some carpet in the little room with the cat litter tray, and I thought that looked better. And then went in and added some wood into the office. And then I painted the ceilings, just this one from Get to Work, which I thought was a bit better. Because I don't really look at the ceilings, it's just really it was there. So then I just go in and I paint all of the walls. I went for a yellow theme in both of the bathrooms, and it was a bold colour scheme, but I kind of feel like it worked. I did go back and change the colour of the bathtub, but I will show you guys a tour in game after the speed build is finished, just so you guys get another full overview of the actual speed build. This is what I mean by I went bold on the little room. So I first went with like a little yellow wallpaper one. I wanted to add yellow round, but I'm like, I wanted orange to bring out more of the stars. So I looked at this one and it was a bit terracotta-y, and then I wanted to add this, but then that made the yellow look a bit weird. But I did leave it, and then I'm like, oh, but no. But I did a really bold theme in the kids room. I added just a pop of green, which I thought looked quite good, and then I just did this one with a bit of purple in the primary bedroom, and that was it for the build. Now we're moving on to the greenhouse, and this was the entire inspiration for this build. So this is a build for a gardener and his family. or her family, depending on who's the gardener. I didn't really think about that. But this is what I got. So I was just really cluttering up the greenhouse, and when I'm doing this, I am finding loads of random stuff that I forgot to add into the house. But I added a flower arranging table, I added a little table with clutter, because I felt like in the greenhouse you're probably doing stuff, so I added these little like seedling things, and maybe they're like selling them, and they're like selling all of the seeding, and they're potting up the plants and stuff like that, and maybe they like work from themselves and they sell plants and stuff. So I added that, like they were potting up some new plants. Sorry for my improper English there. And they were just potting up some plants, which I thought was better. And I added a little plant onto the actual table from Cottage Living to make it look like they were doing stuff. And then I'm going in and I'm just adding some more little clutter all around. And then I found this really cool like green roll, and I loved this. I loved the vibes of it in the greenhouse, and I just moved it over a bit more so I could have more. And the greenhouse is actually really cluttered, but I really like the vibes of it. And then I moved this over, and it has a carrot seed packet. Maybe they're planting that. And that thing that I placed from Seasons, like the water thing. The reason I did it there is maybe they don't have enough storage in the house, and they just store it in the greenhouse during the summer, which I thought was understandable. And then I added this because it made it look like it was like stuff was growing out. That was really it for the greenhouse. I don't think I go back and add anything else. Oh wait, no, I do. I go back and I add some shelves, and I just add some, but I do find some stuff while I'm doing this, and this is where I delete the cat bed. So I was finding a place for the blankets. I only worked in the corner where the cat beds were, so I had to just use the cat beds, if that makes sense. But yeah, and then I just went back and I added this little light over the plant. It was a solar power one. And then I just added some little shells with like a plant and some spray, and then some seed things in like those little packets. Just so they like act like they're getting sun. Now we're moving on to the back garden and landscaping. This was one of the houses that I actually put a lot of effort into the landscaping, and I thought it looked really good. So this is what I mean by the outside shopping thing. I was just placing things down out here. I said shopping, I mean washing. Guys, it was a long day, okay? When I'm recording this. But yeah, I added this down, and I was trying to find a fence because I wanted it a bit separate from the other garden, so it was like off, and it just didn't look right up against the stone wall, that bigger fence that I normally use. So I settled on this white picket fence from the back garden stuff pack, and then I kind of put it off, so you have the clothesline and you have the little washing thing, and I felt like it looked better because some people still do wash their clothes outside. So I thought that was a better. And then I added some tables and some chairs, and I added this at the bottom of the stairs as well, just another place for the cat. The garden, there was a really open bit of the garden at one point, but I'll tell you when we get to there, but I didn't know what to add, so I added a really fun thing from back garden stuff, but I'll show you there. And then I went in and added the mailbox and the trash can. I added a little barbecue because I didn't want to go bold on an outdoor kitchen. I kind of wanted it small. I love this tree, and I was really tempted to place it, but it wouldn't working. So I added this because it was giving the Willow Creek vibes, and this was built in Willow Creek. So I'm then just going in and I'm adding a few houses. I'm adding a few trees and the grass from Jungle Adventure just around, and I actually sized one of these down, and I did some layer, and then I added this one from Romantic Garden Stuff, and it brought out a lot from that white picket fence. Now I do have to apologise, guys, because I did go a bit mad on all of this hedge placing. I do like placing the hedges. I just went a bit overboard, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I went a bit overboard on the hedge placing because I actually did go around the entire house eventually, just placing loads and loads of the hedges. But I go in and I add, as you can see, I go back and I just add this thing. And now this is what I mean. I'm just adding the last few details to the front before I actually go around and I do all of the hedge placing and stuff. I added this back. And now this is what I mean. This is all of the hedge placing I'm doing. You're so lucky this is sped up, guys, because this took me about, I want to say, this took me about 5 minutes to place all of these hedges around the outside. But I do like the outcome. But you guys are lucky that it is sped up, because obviously on controller you don't have much option, so I'm constantly having to press 2 buttons to size it down and then 1 button to free place. And then it went a bit curvy here, so I just kind of moved it a bit closer to the fence, and I just straightened things up a little just so it looked a bit better after I straightened it up. And we only have 40 seconds left of the speed build at the moment before I go into the game and I actually show you the outbuild. I will be posting a Fortnite video sometime this week. I don't know when, so don't just, it will come out. I do have to edit it, and editing's fun, guys. I am doing this voiced over because it's just easier to like do the speed build and then voice it over, because I can actually talk. And then I just wanted to add a little bit here, a little bit of landscaping here, and I just did the same over here. So I just moved the plant over there, and I'm adding the little water slide from the back garden stuff kit to this big thing. At first I wanted to move the swing, but I ended up just moving that next to the planter box. And I sized it down, so hopefully it looks okay. And now I'm going to show you the build. So guys, I'm in the game now, and basically I'm just going to bring you to the house. So if you haven't seen it already, this was a Cotswold house. I linked the video down below so you guys can go and check that out. But I'm going to now show you where I built the gardener's house, and yeah, I'll just give you a tour. So it's on Willow Creek, and it was built on Creek, I think it was, yeah, the BFF house, sorry. I think it's called Creek Cabana, or is that one of the starter homes? I think that's the starter home, yeah. Sorry, guys. But it was built on the BFF, so Best Friends Forever house. And it was just a good lot size for the build. And yeah, it kind of worked out. So I'm going to go show you the build. And yeah, so this was one of the weirder builds, but I did like the idea. So here's the actual build in the game. So I'll give you a quick tour. So we have some landscaping all around. We have the bushes that took ages. If we go into the back garden first, we have a hot tub and a little seating area and a little barbecue, because I didn't want a big outdoor kitchen, you know. And then I added some bushes here, and then we have a nice little bit of landscaping with a tree. We have the little outside washing place with like the little, I don't know what's this called. Old Timmy's wash tub and the wash line. Then we have a swing set and some gardening things and some more landscaping here. We have this big thing from what's it called? What stuff pack? Backyard stuff pack, and they just run down there and they will go in the bushes, but that's fine. I shrunk it down. If I was probably to do that again, I'll move it back a bit. Then if we come over here, we have a nice sized greenhouse. I really liked how the greenhouse looked. And then if we come in here, we have a little desk. Let me change the day so it looks a bit better. Yeah, we go. We have a little desk. We have some clutter. We have another little desk, and just, yeah, clutter all around. I put these here because it's like, oh, overgrowing, you know? So that's just to represent like overgrown. I really like the flooring in here. I don't know why. I just liked it. And then this is the little cool little plant wall with some plant boxes all around. And we have the flower arranging table, so stuff can actually be done in here. That is useful. And we have this with a little carrot seed packet. That may be their plant in this one, maybe. And then we just have some clutter. So we have plant, a spray, another little seeding, and then just some empty seedlings. Maybe they're growing. Maybe they need the sunlight, so maybe that's why they put it here. I really like these flowers from the romantic garden stuff pack. They are called Delahemium. I think that's how you say it. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I would just probably move this over if I was to do this again. In fact, I might just do that now. I might just move it over slightly so the grass isn't clipping. There we go. And that was the outside. So now, guys, if we come into the house, we've got the nice little entranceway. I really like the table. I felt like the table worked well because we got a little orange from there. I don't think any other colour would have worked. Maybe the green. Maybe the green would have worked. Then if we come on over here, we have the little decoration box from Seasons, obviously. So your Sims can do all of the seasons. I haven't posted this on the gallery yet. We have a really nice living room. I went for these darkish kind of purple maroon kind of theme. If I probably did it again, I would have gone for the blue, because the blue works a bit more better with the rug. But I kind of like how it looked. And we have the TV. I probably would have put it up on the wall if I done it again. That's pretty good. Moving over here, we have the kitchen. As I said, this kitchen's massive, so you have 3 available counters to cook, because this one you can't with, because it's got clutter on it. You have a sink, a nice fridge, and a nice stove, and some cabinets. And we have the little feeding bowl, cat feeding bowl, you know, and we have the little bin, we have a bookshelf, and we have the dining room. Over here we just have the downstairs bathroom. I kind of like the yellow because it matches this. And then in this little room we have the cat litter tray. Moving over here, guys, we have the office. Sorry if I'm going a bit quick. I'm just not trying to make this a long video because it's already 34 minutes long. But speed builds do tend to be a bit longer than my usual videos, although I do have long videos. So there's a little office space. Here's a kids' bedroom. I didn't change that back wall. I thought I did, but I kind of like how it looks. I like the yellow and the red and the orange kind of vibe. Then moving upstairs, we have the little cat's room. We have a nice little office space. As I said, yeah, this was an outside chair from the backyard stuff pack. Sorry, well, we're in England, so we call it back garden, not backyard. But hey ho. And then we have a little table, and I love the rug. I loved how the rug worked with like the table and the thing, the mirror. That's the painting. The painting is really cool. We have the mosquito pack, bookshelf, and the magazines. In here we have the infant's room. It's very green and blue and mint kind of vibes, but I like it. All themed off of the rug. That's what I mean by like the yellow from the sun when I was talking about the bigger light in the speed build. And we have the nice curtain. Then moving on to the primary bedroom, purple themed. They've got this bed. I hope the Sims could fit. Probably just click up there for the first Sim to scoot onto the wall, and then the other one should be able to sleep. We've got a nice little rug, not covering all of the bed. I was going to layer it, kind of like that, guys, but I just kind of left it like that because I thought it looked better. We have a mirror on the wall. We have like this stone kind of vibe with like the purple, and then we have a lighter colour and some paintings and pictures around the bed. The plant, a little scratching pole for their cat, and the parenthood thing. I probably would put it in this colour if I was to do it again, because it kind of works better with the room, but I like how the black looks. And then we have the ensuite for them, which I kind of like how it turns out. I did like just having a little bath instead of everything else. And that's about it for the build, guys. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you guys in the next video. So, goodbye.